Hello everyone, Fancy here. You're watching FANTAVISION, and today, of course we're talking about GameStop again because it is a company that is slowly dying. And content creators like myself who worked there are watching it unfold, and we're not necessarily laughing, but it's more of an I told you so every single time we do one of these videos because we talk about the news, we talk about all the different complaints we've had about the company and how if they maybe had listened to us, this wouldn't be happening. But instead, they kept going the route of a lot of other companies that have also failed. And here we are. The stock price is below $4. It's like $3.38 or something ridiculously low. Like it's just crazy. And Camelot has again beat everyone to the news because he's got some insider information about what is going on internally in GameStop. Because you remember, he reported on phase 1 and he talked about how all of the regional leaders, district managers, regional managers, all that sort of stuff, 60 of them were let go. And they basically redrew the lines on their map as to how they were going to be managing GameStop as a whole. Now, because you know what, it's funny actually, real quick before I get to the news, is that I kind of called this happening. At least I said this should happen instead of associates and stores being closed. I said a lot of companies are out there and a lot of them are too top heavy. They have too many executives, and if they let a lot of those go that are not necessary, they're going to be able to save themselves a lot of money. That's what they're doing. They are letting go a ton of people at the GameStop headquarters, according to Camelot and his source. So the Camelot Chronicles continue, and I don't know, because whenever these situations happen, whenever this news breaks, you feel bad for the people involved. You feel bad for those executives that I'm sure most of them aren't scumbags and they're just providing for their families, as he said. They're just, I mean, they probably do have families. They are at least taking care of themselves, and there might be other people dependent on them, even if they don't have a family. Maybe they just have a girlfriend or a wife. So a lot of people celebrate when they're seeing these things happen. They celebrate, oh, all these regional district managers are gone. Good, screw them. Let's laugh and watch GameStop sink like the Titanic. I don't laugh. I don't laugh, honestly. A lot of people that I'm sure work for GameStop, they're probably okay people. They're probably not terrible people. So when these people lose their jobs, it's a very stressful time in somebody's life. And being unemployed and trying to find another job, I'm sure they've got great management experience. They've got corporate experience, so I'm sure they'll land on their feet and find something, but it is definitely a stressful point in your life to deal with. Or it's going to be difficult for them to find another job because they're so high up. It's going to be hard to find another position that's at that same level, and they might be overqualified for a lot of jobs. They might not be able to. It's stressful. So I do feel bad for these people, but it's kind of what I said was going to happen. I said it was necessary, especially when a company has made so many missteps, and this is phase 2. This is phase 2 of their attempted recovery plan, because I compared them to the Titanic, and it's because their iceberg was simply, it's kind of their reputation, and they slammed into it because they just kept ignoring it. They're like, whatever, our reputation doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how we treat our employees. It doesn't matter how we treat our customers. It doesn't matter any of that. We're just going to make as much money as we can as quickly as possible. And just like with a lot of big companies, it'll bite you in the ass. I'm sure at some point down the line, EA is going to feel the sting of that. Activision is going to feel the sting of that. All these companies that, make a ton of money in the short term, but in the long term are generating all of this hatred towards them, bites them in the ass. So this is it. This is their iceberg. It's biting them in the ass, and I'm sure they're probably a bit too top heavy to begin with, so they're kind of leveling out. They needed to let these people go, if this is indeed happening. And it's not shocking at all. It's like I said, something that I called and said is going to happen in order to save the company. In fact, I said that in how I would save the company. I would do exactly this. So the fact that they are letting go of top executives, probably saving them millions of dollars, I don't want to say it's a good thing, but it is overall for the company, and it makes sense. It'll be interesting to see what phase 3 is, because it's never just a 2-step process. There's usually 3 phases. So what phase 3 will be, I'm gonna predict here, they're going to close a lot of low revenue generating stores, and I think that's gonna be the phase 3. Phase 3 is gonna be a lot of people, just regular people, losing their jobs. A lot of associates, a lot of store managers. Maybe they'll be able to move to different stores. When my store was closed, I had the opportunity to go to a different store. A lot of people did. And in fact, I think pretty much everybody that wanted to did get offered a position in a different store. So there is that chance that even if they do close a lot of stores, there won't be too many people losing their job. If there's enough vacancies at stores nearby, maybe they'll be okay. But I'm sure a decent amount will lose their job. I'm sure they will be closing quite a few stores, but they can't close too many, because if they close too many, then it's going to look even worse, and their stock's going to go under $3, and it's just going to keep getting awful for them. But what if they're also trying to push their stock even lower so they can buy back all their stock so they can be a private company? Because remember, they're trying to be a private company at one point, which is why they were trying to sell themselves off and why they've been doing buyback programs. So maybe, I don't know, maybe this bad press is good for them. Maybe this stock dropping is good for them because they want to get off the publicly traded market. I don't know. I don't own a giant corporation. I by no means know exactly what's going on. I don't know the little loopholes they can do, the ways they can save money. I just kind of have some general ideas of these are the things I would do. And so far, I mean, they just did it. They're about to do one of the things that I suggested, which is let go of a lot of the top heavy executives that you've got, because they're not the ones that are generating the money. It's the stores. So if you can somehow let a few of those people go, and that means you're going to save a couple stores, that's huge. So it'll be really interesting to see what the next phase is. I'm sure Camelot will know before everybody else. And I keep making these videos right after he does, because as soon as he makes a video about GameStop news, I get flooded in the comments. They're like, Fanta, what do you think about this? Fanta, you've got thoughts about this. And I'm not complaining by any means. I'm just telling you why I'm making these videos as well, because I do like talking about it, and I do like giving my perspective as well as to what's going on. And I'm sure phase 3 we'll hear about. I mean, phase 1 was about 2-3 weeks ago. I'm feeling like phase 3 will be in another 2-3, maybe even a month from now. We'll hear about stores closing. Mark my words, it's going to happen. I could be completely wrong, but I feel like that's a safe bet that they're going to start closing stores. So I'm sorry to all those executives that aren't awful people that are losing their jobs. I know it's going to be a stressful time. What is really messed up is that it sounds like they were not going to be given a whole lot of notice. They were just going to be let go. That's a really shitty thing to do. I mean, like I said, it's a very stressful thing to have happen. And when they're making that amount of money, if those people have not been saving it correctly, they're going to go from living like this life to, oh, I can afford all these things, to, oh, I have no money now. I don't know. I'm sure if they're at that position, they're smart enough to have savings, other things going on in their life to generate income, and they've got investments, so I'm sure they'll be fine. And yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about what you think phase 3 might be, what you feel about phase 2. I'm sure a lot of people are not really going to feel too bad about executives, because overall a lot of executives are just kind of scumbags. So I know there are some good apples in the rotten apple bin, but overall I feel like executives, I mean, to get to that level, you've got to cut some throats. That's just how I feel about it. Thanks for watching, as I said, and as always, have a fantastic day. Thank you to everybody who came to the stream last night. Seriously, thank you. More videos are on the way. I know people are demanding the PlayStation Classic hack video. I've been very busy. Haven't had a chance to put that together. Soon. I've been recording the podcast. I had to record Tales from Retail. I'm trying to keep up on some other news. There's a Borderlands 3 news video I want to make because the amount of stuff that has happened around that game is insane. I don't think I've ever seen a rockier, more controversial laden launch of a game. I mean, there was that Hatred game that was going to be AO because you're literally just a mass murderer. But this is like people in the company are shitty. I mean, the CEO is a dickhead. The game itself doesn't look that great, and a lot of people are reporting different things about it. Those people that are reporting leaks are getting their account. I'm not going to talk all about it right now, but that video is coming because a lot of people have been asking me about that as well. And it's just been insane watching this just slowly they're killing the hype. I don't care about Borderlands 3 anymore. I'll pick it up when it's $20.